was on form today. He boxed great. He did the right things. He was counter-punching, and he was moving well, and he wasn't getting caught. And he started off with a jab.
Crazy performance from Oleksandr Usyk, you know. He stopped the fight early, you know. But I say this before, Daniel Dubois makes so much pressure, too much pressure, you know. He not control, and every jab, every right hand is too strong, you know.
He was moving, but when he found the time to be aggressive, he took and maximized on those opportunities.
Heavyweight pros are in awe of Oleksandr Usyk's skill set. Lennox Lewis highlights how Usyk controls his power and speed with precision, never rushing or wasting energy. At 38, he still displays elite footwork, sharp combinations, and smart defense that keep him levels above most fighters. Lewis believes that with this kind of discipline and technical mastery, Usyk could easily continue boxing for a few more years if he chooses to.
Thanks again for your time this week. We've just seen Oleksandr Usyk produce a stunning fifth-round stoppage victory over Daniel Dubois in the rematch. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, listen, he was unbelievable. He was on form today. He boxed great. He did the right things. He was counter-punching, and he was moving well, and he wasn't getting caught. And he started off with a jab, so what can you say?
I spoke to Oleksandr's cutman, Russ Amber, and he says he felt Daniel Dubois started a bit too fast, a bit too reckless. Is it a sort of a case of you're almost damned if you do, damned if you don't? They say you got to stick him on him, but then if you stick him on him too much, you leave the gaps?
Yeah, it's that kind of situation. It's a control violence, basically, and control movement, making sure that you don't overcommit. And, you know, you got to use speed more than power. So in this fight, it should have been more speed than more power.
Joseph Parker admitted he was surprised by how dominant Oleksandr Usyk looked in his recent performance. He had expected a close and competitive fight, but was left impressed by Usyk's superior technique, timing, and control. Parker highlighted Usyk's movement and defensive skills, saying they made him look nearly impossible to hit clean. As a former world champion himself, Parker knows what it takes to compete at the highest level, and Usyk's performance stood out. He also expressed genuine interest in facing Usyk in the future, viewing it as a great challenge and a chance to test himself against a true elite.
Pro boxing fans, Joseph Parker, we've just seen Oleksandr Usyk with a destructive performance against Daniel Dubois. Just give me your thoughts on that one.
It was a competitive fight in the beginning, and Daniel did land some good shots, and you know Usyk did feel those shots, but ultimately in the end he broke him down, and Usyk showed a lot more, I think, bad intentions in the shots he was throwing.
I was going to ask you, do you expect him to be that aggressive? The counters,
I know that. Listen, Daniel was going to be aggressive, so what did Usyk have to do? He was moving, but when he found the time to be aggressive, he took and maximized on those opportunities.
For you, obviously you were there for a reason. I'm sure you want to get your hands on Oleksandr Usyk because you want to be in the biggest fights.
It was great to see him win and become two-time unified undisputed champion of the world. And I just waited for my opportunity. I'm going to wait for my opportunity and see if he does give it to me, you know. And hopefully we can get in the ring and share the ring together. And
David Adelaide spoke highly of Oleksandr Usyk's recent performance, emphasizing that the Ukrainian champion came into the fight with a clear mission: to silence his critics once and for all. Over the past few years, many doubters had questioned whether Usyk could still hang with the best heavyweights, especially given his age and the physical demands of the division. But Usyk answered every doubt with a dominant and composed display in the ring. Adelaide praised the way Usyk stayed calm under pressure, used his experience to manage every round, and showed the hunger of a man who still has something to prove. According to Adelaide, Usyk's performance wasn't just about defending titles. It was a personal statement. He believes that if Usyk decided to retire right now, it would be perfect timing. He has nothing left to prove and could walk away on top. However, Adelaide also thinks Usyk may not be done yet. With so many big names still active in the division, Usyk might feel motivated to collect a few more wins and further cement his place among boxing's all-time greats. His passion for the sport is clear, and that drive might keep him going just a little longer.
Excited to be joined by David Adelaide. David, we've just saw Oleksandr Usyk produce stunning fifth-round knockout over Daniel Dubois. Give us your immediate thoughts.
Good fight. I think Usyk keeps proving himself. He gets doubted a lot, and I think he's proven himself so many times that it's kind of crazy that people doubt him. But you got to give credit to Daniel for getting in there. He tried a thing. And more credit to Usyk for pulling it off time and time again.
I just spoke to Ajit Kabayal and he says he feels Daniel, although he was having a bit of success, was maybe a bit over-eager and left some gaps. Would you agree with that assessment?
Daniel was thinking too much. There's times when I could see Daniel being a bit hesitant. He was sitting there thinking. He did let his right hand go and he did throw a lot of shots, but I think sometimes when you overthink it, you give Usyk too much time. And when you give Usyk time, you kind of let him play at his own sort of pace. Usyk established the jab from like the first 30 seconds, which was, you know, look, like it just shows his level, right?
Was it surprising to you how early the stoppage came? Most pundits were saying Dubois early, Usyk later points, but wasted no time.
He wasted no time. I think in terms of the stoppage, it was definitely the right call. It came in the fifth round. You know what? I'm not surprised because they were fighting at a high work rate. And the pace was high, so yeah, it makes sense.
Ajit Kabayal praised Usyk's dominant stoppage of Daniel Dubois. He stressed that Dubois isn't an average boxer. His jab is powerful, and his punches can break through any guard. Yet, Usyk made it look effortless. Kabayal emphasized that what Usyk did wasn't just winning. It was completely breaking down a dangerous heavyweight within a few rounds. He called it an incredible performance, showcasing world-class skill, timing, and mental strength. For Kabayal, this win confirmed that Usyk is still on another level compared to the rest of the division.
For Boxing News, delighted to be joined by Ajit Kabayal. Ajit, we have just saw Oleksandr Usyk score a stunning fifth-round stoppage win over Daniel Dubois. Give us your thoughts.
Crazy performance from Oleksandr Usyk, he stopped the fight early, but I say this before, Daniel Dubois makes so much pressure, too much pressure, he not control, and every jab, every right hand is too strong, and he not defends himself, but you see the result, Oleksandr Usyk stopping fast.
Did it surprise you how early Oleksandr got the stoppage?
Yes, before the fight, I never say this is, he come to stop him so early, but after the first round, I say the fight will never be more than 6-7 rounds.
Ajit, in many people's opinion, you are the number 1 heavyweight contender. You would love a shot at Oleksandr Usyk, right?
Why not? I say this is more time, I hate trash talk. The fans will say Kabayal is ready for Usyk or no.
Artem Bakoli said he was confident before the fight that Daniel wouldn't last beyond 5 rounds. He saw the look in Usyk's eyes and recognized the focus and passion. According to Bakoli, Usyk had entered the ring with one goal: to prove his greatness again. He didn't just fight to win, but to send a message. Bakoli added that it no longer matters what Usyk chooses to do next, because he has already proven his worth to the entire world. Every fight now is just adding to an already extraordinary legacy.
Pro boxing fans, Martin Bakoli, man, we've just seen Oleksandr Usyk with another great performance against Daniel Dubois. Look, that fight at the start, a lot of people thought it was going to be a little bit competitive, and Daniel came out and he looked like he was getting a bit comfortable, but Oleksandr Usyk does what Oleksandr Usyk does, and he wins the fight. Did you expect him to stop Daniel Dubois in this way?
Yeah, I said it before the fight. I said it before the fight, even today, that Daniel Dubois would never pass 5 rounds if he kept boxing like the same way he boxed last time he fought Usyk. But he did the same. There was no jab, nothing changed. He deserved the knockout because he never changed something like he's supposed to change.
For Oleksandr Usyk, what does he do now? He's won everything. He's the best at cruiserweight, the best at heavyweight, faced every big name in the heavyweight division now. What does he do? Do you feel like he's going to still fight one more fight and then that's it? Or do you feel like he should just call it a day?
For me, I don't see him what he's going to look for because he's done everything. He's the best for right now. For this moment now, he's the best. Retire or keep fighting. He done well, he done amazing. This guy is a machine, so he's the best right now, to be honest. So.
From the opening round, Daniel Dubois came forward aggressively, trying to set the pace. He showed urgency and strength early on, but Usyk remained calm and composed. As the fight progressed, Usyk began landing clean combinations, using angles and footwork that kept Dubois off balance. By the 5th round, Usyk had completely figured him out. With perfect timing, he landed a sharp combination that ended the fight. It was a knockout that showed not just power, but elite strategy and control. Usyk was simply operating on a different level.
Guys, it happened again. Oleksandr Usyk knocked out Daniel Dubois right in front of his home crowd. Dubois came out wild from the opening bell, really trying to bully Usyk. And for a moment it felt like we were in for a war, but by round 3 you could see it. Dubois was gassing out fast. He couldn't keep that pace. Then, boom, Usyk lands a clean right. Then, a beautiful left hook. Mouthpiece flies. Fight's over. Usyk is once again the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Second time. Insane, but listen, Dubois is only 27. The talent is there, but taking shots, that's a whole different skill. And right now, he's not quite there yet. So what's next? Are we finally getting that Fury trilogy? Or would you rather see Usyk be as Wilder, Zhang, or maybe even Joshua again? Full breakdown in the video below, don't miss it.
Throughout his career, Usyk has taken the hard path. He never searched for easy fights or opponents with weak records. From his days in the cruiserweight division to his rise in heavyweight, he fought the best. He never dodged a challenge. Usyk believes true greatness comes from facing risk and pushing limits. That's why he took on champions and strong contenders, even when the odds were tough. This mindset has made him one of the most respected figures in boxing today. His journey has always been about honor, not shortcuts.
Usyk has dropped Daniel Dubois! What a shot! I'm sorry. I can't help it, man. I fucking love this. Honestly, I fucking love this game. He's missed it! It's over! It's over! The greatest of all time! Fuck me. I'm sorry for going on like a lunatic, right? But it was unbelievable. And it's funny how this fight all came about, right? The controversy in the last fight, which for me was never controversial. It was a low blow, simple as that. And I don't think we've ever seen Oleksandr Usyk ever look for an easy way to win. In fact, I think of all the fighters on planet Earth, he is the one who takes the hardest road to win. There's no tune-up fights for Oleksandr Usyk. It's the biggest fight in a heavier weight than he should even be fighting at, and he makes life harder for himself, not easier. And I think he has proven his character time and time again. But yet he was accused of not being, you know, a real Christian because he was a cheat. He was accused of deserving an Oscar because he was a play actor and robbing Daniel Dubois of what should have rightfully been his, which was a world title. And after the Tyson Fury fight, Daniel Dubois stepped in the ring and called him out. And Oleksandr Usyk immediately turns to Turki Al-Sheikh and says, Mr. Excellency, make the fight. He had no problem in setting this up. And immediately you kind of think he was in the middle of talking about his, you know, his father, I think at the time. It was an emotional moment. That's a time where when you've accomplished what he's done, you deserve respect. And I think he was disrespected there. And I think he took that personally, in the words of Michael Jordan. Now, in the first round, Oleksandr Usyk did exactly what he needed to do to Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois coming in with a load of confidence, wanting to be the aggressor, wanting to be the dominant bull that he was against Anthony Joshua.
Tyson Fury has now expressed interest in a trilogy fight against Usyk. After suffering a high-profile loss to him, Fury is eager to redeem himself. The defeat damaged not just his reputation, but reportedly his finances too, pushing him toward a rematch. Fury believes he can correct his mistakes and approach the next fight with a different strategy. However, many observers remain skeptical. Usyk's ability to adapt and dominate has made even someone like Fury look limited. The possible rematch has the boxing world buzzing, but the odds remain firmly with Usyk.
Mauricio Suleiman. Tyson Fury is deeply troubled by the loss or the losses that he took from Oleksandr Usyk. And it shows. And I think what's motivating Tyson Fury is the fact that he feels that he was cheated. And the crazy thing is, unfortunately for all the people that are in line for that fight with Oleksandr, the only way that Tyson is going to get any type of opportunity or peace would be for him to get that third fight. And the crazy thing is, it looks like that's the fight that may happen next. And that's exactly why people start to dislike boxing, because there's nothing warranted a fight with Usyk, only empty justification. What I mean by that is, you can justify or make a reason why you deserve a fight with Usyk. Like, I'm the only dude that did it. I'm the only man that beat him. I'm like, did you drop him? Did you have a performance, Tyson, with Usyk in any of those fights like you did with your saga with Derek Chisora or Deontay Wilder? Did you do anything impactful enough to claim victor of these two fights?
Paulie Malignaggi gave a detailed and passionate breakdown of Oleksandr Usyk's performance, praising it as one of the finest technical displays he's seen in modern boxing. He highlighted Usyk's complete control over his body, noting how balanced and efficient he remained throughout the fight. Malignaggi emphasized that Usyk's footwork wasn't just fast, but incredibly smart, allowing him to create angles, avoid danger, and set up his offense seamlessly. He also pointed out that Usyk doesn't rely on raw power alone. Instead, he uses well-timed shots and intelligent positioning to break down his opponents. His boxing IQ, according to Malignaggi, is among the highest in the sport. Usyk reads his opponents like a book, adjusting instantly and exploiting weaknesses. Every movement serves a purpose. Every punch is placed with intent. For Malignaggi, it was a clear masterclass, proof that Usyk remains one of the most skilled and thoughtful fighters in the world today.
Man, it was in the first half of the fight. What a performance by Oleksandr Usyk. And a lot to discuss here, guys. A lot to break down here. First off, you know, Dubois much more successful in the first fight than the second fight. Was the wet ring, did the wet ring have anything to do with it? I saw in the post-fight interview, Dubois was asked about why he couldn't land his jab. What do you guys think? Was obviously Usyk's going to make some adjustments. I think the adjustments are going to be made in rematches, but did the wet ring, because I thought the wet ring had a big part to do with why Usyk had some trouble in that first fight. And, you know, a wet ring hurts footwork guys more. I was a footwork guy. I've worked out sometimes in wet rings. It's frustrating. I've actually thrown temper tantrums in gyms over rings being too wet. So, you know, I mean, back in the day, not now. But what I'm saying is, you know, to fight in a wet ring, that had to have some effect on Usyk and his footwork, because he's a footwork guy. And tonight you just saw his footwork was stupendous, magnificent. Dubois tried to come out pressuring. But and what he tries to do, he tries to create that panic in you because he's a puncher. So he tries to create that panic to where you start moving too much. And especially at an older Usyk, maybe he'll get tired out by moving too much. But Usyk keeps his steps, his moves so short, so tight. And because they're short and tight, they're not burning a lot of energy, number one. And number two, he's able to throw punches off those moves because they're in so tight that he doesn't really lose the punching distance and punching range, on top of always being well balanced when he makes that sidestep. He likes to make that sidestep a lot to the right-hander's weak side. And, you know, he was doing that very, very well tonight. A lot of times he'll make that sidestep without punching. A lot of times he'll sidestep as he's throwing the left hand. Then he varies the left hand with a straight shot around the side. I think that's a really sneaky shot against opposing stances.
Steve Bunce gave an honest assessment of Usyk's competition. He acknowledged that both Tyson Fury and Joseph Parker could present tough challenges due to their experience and physical attributes. However, he was clear in stating that while they might make the fight difficult, they are unlikely to beat Usyk. Bunce believes that Usyk's intelligence, patience, and unmatched work ethic give him the upper hand in almost any matchup. He said both Fury and Parker could test Usyk, but ultimately, he sees Usyk emerging victorious due to superior skills and mindset.
Talking about his beloved father, and I believe that was behind the venom and the savagery we saw tonight. Because that was almost not like Usyk. That was different level.
We've never seen him load up with a backhand early.
And try so hard to do the other person as much damage as possible. That's not Usyk. And also at the end, you were there, he didn't praise Dubois. He said in sport you lose. He didn't say anything about Daniel's a young man, Daniel can come again, Daniel's a great fighter. He didn't say anything. He just said, he shrugged his shoulders when he was asked a question, and he said, well, you know, in sport you can come again. Think about that.
Brutal. Simple question for you, last one. Does anyone beat him in this era?
You know, Tyson Fury, if he came back and had a really good fight against, I don't know, Ajit Caballero and got himself really fight fit and then fought 5 months later, fought him, perhaps the Tyson Fury of his eye-in could cause him a problem. Joseph Parker, who's smart enough, could cause him a problem, and you know, and with the big right hand that Joe throws, that could cause him a problem. Ajit Caballero, you can't back anyone against Ajit Caballero. The man's on he's like a magic man. So the answer is, yeah, anyone can be beat, but right now I don't think so.
Kootman Rus Anber revealed that Usyk had been holding on to a quiet frustration. Despite all his accomplishments, many still questioned his greatness. Anber said Usyk was tired of being overlooked and wanted to make a statement. He entered the ring with purpose, not just to win, but to prove to everyone exactly who he is. His performance was fueled by that anger, and it showed in every round. According to Anber, Usyk has now erased all doubts. He didn't just win, he dominated. and finally earned the full recognition he deserves as one of the best fighters in the world.
I know that. Yeah, I mean, I think he went out there with bad intentions, didn't he? I think he was on a mission to prove that, 38 isn't old yet. And I was talking to some other guys, including Richie Woodall, and saying that, he's gotten better. If you look at his last 3 fights, the first Fury fight, second Fury fight, and this one, each one has gotten better, more dominating each time. So, age is a number, I guess. When you're in the gym all the time, it takes a long time to age.
When we spoke on Thursday, I could tell you were genuinely confident, but did you believe it could be so early and so conclusive?
No, I'd be lying to you if I said that. No. I thought it could be dominating. I thought he was doing the things that I think Dubois did what I expected him to do, and Usyk did what I expected him to do. He controlled, moved, waited, but then he started landing hard.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.